Welcome. I love the feel of silk. It's shiny, it feels luxurious, and yes, spoiler alert, you can machine wash it. It's a natural fiber made from the silk of silkworms. It's also a healthy and cooling fabric. Unlike cotton, it actually keeps you dry. This not only keeps you cool, but it's also a healthier fabric because it discourages the growth of stuff like mold, mildew, bacteria, and even dust mites. Things that you may or may not be allergic to. There are a couple of downsides, of course. Number one is price. I don't know about you, I'm not made of money, so I purchased silk pillowcases from our favorite online store, links in the description below. And the rest of my bedding is made from less expensive, but also healthy fibers. The second issue with silk is caring for it. These are the instructions that came with my pillowcases. Let's take a look. Number one, backside washing. Turn your pillowcase inside out. Okay, no problem. All right, number two, this is where we run into some issues. Dry cleaning or gentle wash by hand with mild detergent or silk special detergent in cold water. No. Yeah, I don't have time to hand wash anything. And you recall I mentioned allergies earlier. If you have allergies, like I do, then you'll want to wash everything in hot water. What hot water does, along with detergent, is it kills, denatures, breaks apart, and removes all of those allergens, plus all of the things like dust mites that are creating those allergens. All gone. How hot? Well, according to sites like Mayo Clinic or WebMD, your hot water needs to be around 130 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty hot. Your washing machine may or may not have an onboard heating element to heat your water. Most of us do not have one of these fancy elements, and therefore we rely on the hot water that comes from our hot water heater. So I tested my hot water heater. Both my laundry sink, which is shown here, and my washing machine are only a few feet from my hot water heater. However, in your case, your hot water heater may be relatively far away from your washing machine. Maybe the hot water heater is in the basement and your washing machine is in the second floor. In which case, the water is going to cool down a little bit while it moves through the pipes from one place to the other. Big fat safety tip. If you have kids at home, this is the hot water that comes out of your tap, so there is a risk of scalding. So if you have children or other vulnerable people in the home, you may have to turn down the hot water heater. For detergent, I'm not using anything special, just Tide Free and Gentle. Again, I'm not affiliated. This is an example of a conventional laundry detergent. I want to encourage you to use conventional detergent, not the homemade stuff. Procter & Gamble and other companies spend decades on research finding the perfect formulation that will work in cold water, in warm water, in hot water. It will work in hard water or soft water, a large variety of washing conditions because every single one of us has a different situation. Rant over. So what happened to my silk? This is a brand new silk pillowcase taken right out of the package, although I did remove some of the creases, which is very easy to do. Just simply spritz a little bit of water on and then use your hands to smooth out the wrinkles. Because this is silk, it dries pretty much instantaneously. Although it might have a few cat claws in it already for some reason, don't know why. On the right is another pillowcase, which I washed in hot water in the washing machine to see what would happen. And actually, it looks pretty good. There might be a little bit of shrinkage, just a bit, kitty. Other than that, it looks just fine. It's a little bit more mottled, it's a little bit more wrinkled, but again, you could just use your squirt bottle. Oh, and FYI, if you do get cat claws, usually all you need to do is take a fingernail and just smooth them out. And otherwise, keep your pillowcases away from your cat. So yes, absolutely, you can machine wash silk in hot water with conventional laundry detergent. Should be noted that I have not placed my silk in a dryer. There is no need to. Simply dry flat or hang dry. If it is slightly wrinkled, just while it's still damp, use your hands to smooth out the wrinkles. If you let it dry too much, you can always use your little squirt bottle to re-dampen it and get out the wrinkles that way. Works very well. If you'd like to purchase your own silk bedding, here are some buying tips. Make sure you are purchasing real silk. A lot of times something is labeled silk or satin and it's not real silk. Instead, it's 100% polyester. Here's an example of that. This is 100% polyester. It looks and feels a lot like silk, so if you're just into the look and feel, go for it. It's actually a lot less expensive. Silk can come from a variety of different silkworms, but the most common is called the mulberry silkworm, and it produces something called mulberry silk. So look for that label. And the reason the silkworm is referred to as a mulberry silkworm is because it eats leaves from the mulberry tree. So if the silk is labeled mulberry silk, it's probably real. Number 3, silk doesn't have a thread count like cotton. Instead, it uses something called mom. Mom is a measurement of how dense or thick it is. For bedding, you'll want a mom between 19 and 25. The higher the mom, the thicker the material. These silk pillowcases have a mom of 19, and they feel just fine. How do you care for your bedding? If you want more information, check the links in the description below. And as always, like, subscribe, and click that bell. And have a great night.